Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Larone. Just a quick note. Just want to talk to y'all about something. First of all, it's Sunday. What's this? January the 9th, I believe. My days have been just all rammed together. So I think it's the 8th, not whatever. Anyway, it's Sunday. So first of all, I just want to talk to you guys about um, what's called the sexual market value, your S.M.V. Everybody has one. Men and women both have a sexual market value. So, and it's going to be different between men and women, of course. The women's sexual market value, y'all have y'all value when you're grown. I mean, not when you're grown, but when you're born, when you're young. The women, your market value starts high when you're young. And as you get older, your sexual marketplace value goes down. So and also the reason for that is because when you're young, your body is in better condition, you're in better shape. Your eggs, you have more eggs, your eggs are fertile, and men, we are visual. So, we like younger women, we like beautiful women, we like women that are in shape. So when you're younger, women, you have a higher sexual market value. And we all know when you get older, your sexual market value decreases. And it's just like, when you buy something, anything on the market in time and use depreciates. You know what I mean? So that's just like if you, in reference to a car, or let's say a pair of shoes. You buy a pair of shoes, and let's say you buy some Nikes or some Yeezys or whatever. If you don't never wear them, they still maintain value, And once you put them on and walk around in them and wear them out, of course, yeah, they're going to lose value because they've been worn. It's the same way with women and with your bodies. That's why we, a lot of times don't like women with high body counts because now you've been used. You know what I mean? And then you come to the relationship later in life, later in years. So you've gotten older. You and you say a lot of women wait till their 30s. They go to school, they go to college, they get these degrees. 35 years old, they decided, oh, they want to settle down and get married. Now, the problem with that is you are now older. You've been in relationships, you've been with men, and now you have all this trauma from these relationships that you're bringing to a new relationship. You're older, you're over 30, and as we know, when a woman hits 30, she loses about 90% of her eggs. You see what I'm saying? So you're not going to be as able to get pregnant. You're going into geriatric pregnancy at that time. So you know, um, and that's how the sexual marketplace work. So as you get older, women, your value goes down. Now, as for men, it's totally different. As men, our sexual market value starts out low, and as we age, it goes up. And the reason for that is because as men, we have to work on ours. You know what I mean? We have to work on our value. So when we're in our 20s, we're working. We don't really have nothing, unless you're born into money or unless you are an athlete or entertainer, actor, whatever. Those guys are different because they can get money like that by the time, you can be an athlete or a singer or actor, and you by 18 you're a millionaire. You know what I mean. So and now with the what they have with the NIL in college, you can get into college at 18, get that NIL contract, name, image, and likeness, and you could be, you making money in college. So that's a whole different story right there too, because now you have to, these kids in high school going into college, as soon as they go into college and sign that NIL, they're automatically making money, and that's just it's totally different when you talk about a man's value. But basically, what we're saying is that when you're, just the average guy who has to work, your market value is low. So you have to go to school, or even if you don't go to school, you just get out and start working. You have to put in those hours. You have to put in that time. You let's say you're working, you're just a regular guy working. You got to put in those hours, and you're talking about 40 hours a week. Then you got to do basically an additional 20. It's best to work 60 hours a week coming up in your 20s. You know what I mean? You got to put in that work. You got to go to the gym. You got to work out. You got to eat healthy, and get yourself together. So that's why your value, it goes up in age. So by the time you're in your mid 30s, you put in the time, you worked you put in your 60 hours a week. So now you have, this value that's constantly adding to you. And now when you're in your mid 30s or whatever, your value is up. And now with men also, by the time a man hits 40, 45, he's actually, his value has tremendously went up. So, and most men, by the time they're 40, 45, they're working on their business, they're working on their jobs, and they, working to get a business or whatever. Anyway it go, they're getting it out the mud, basically. They're working hard, they're struggling, they're doing all this good stuff. So by the time they're 40, 45, they're really into their stride, they're making the money, they're in the top, 10% of all earners, stuff like that. So, and most guys, by the time they hit that age, they're making it well over, let's say 75,000 a year. You know what I mean? And at 75,000 a year, you're in about the 13th percentile. Anything over that, once you hit 100,000, you're like 10% of all men. That's, you know what I mean? So you don't get there till you're in your 40s, basically is what I'm saying. So our value goes up as we age. And another thing, a man can actually have kids, up until he's 70, 80, what I'm saying? As long as he can produce, basically, as long as that man can produce, he can have kids. As with a woman, she hits 35, she might be able to get pregnant, but like I said, it's gonna be hard. Then once you hit 40, 45, as you go up, like I said, is when women, as they age, their value goes down. That's just how it is. That's life. It's a different dynamic when it comes to men and women. So yeah, I just want to put that out there. So that's why when we talk about body count, that's why we talk about it. Because, even though we're not really men don't really want to know how many bodies you have, but we can tell. Because a lot of times women can't bond when they've been with a lot of men all these years. When a woman says she's 35 years old, never been married, let's say she might have a couple of kids, but never been married, that's a red flag. So and then there's other things too, we'll get in there later, but that's just a little bit of what I wanted to drop as far as the sexual market value, and basically that's how it works. So you guys, I just wanted to talk about that for a minute. Might get into some more stuff later, but that's it. So again, my name is Jay Larone. If you like what you're hearing, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you got anything you want me to talk about, leave it down in the comments. My email is in the description. And you guys, hey, have a nice Sunday. Be good to yourself. By all means, be good to one another. And just remember another thing, the delusion, is still at all-time high. Peace out.